on understanding the nature of self-esteem so that you, the parent, can best support your child to build a strong, confident self-esteem which endures and lasts in spite of life's tough times. Okay, that's our goal, and I really do want to thank you for your commitment to being the best parent you can be by listening to this tape. And I want to acknowledge you for investing your time. You know, it's ironical, but what I find is that parents who invest in learning more about parenting are typically those who probably least need it because they're already doing a great job. Well done, and congratulations on your determination to learn even more so that you can help your children achieve success. At a recent workshop on Super Boost Your Child's Self-Esteem, I was asked a question which really made me angry. It was this: how do we as parents cope with our children's failures? You know, that question makes me very angry for two reasons. Firstly, if we're having to cope, it sounds like our kids haven't met our expectations. They've let us down. Yet, who are we to put standards on our kids' performance? Are we perfect? I don't think so. And secondly, I absolutely detest the word failure. That question, how do we as parents cope with our own children's failures, is a real put-down. Let's not call them failures. Let's prefer to call them a learning experience. Why? Well, just have a think about the contrast between going through life with learning experiences or with failures. If it's a failure, you'll feel bad. You'll think it can't be fixed and you're likely to give up. But if you see it as a learning experience, you can easily be motivated to give it another go, correct on your last effort, and this time succeed. You see, a good self-esteem doesn't rely on consistent successes. We can't and shouldn't try to protect our children from upsets and learning experiences. In fact, they grow in maturity and in self-esteem when they know they've put in their best effort, even if they didn't succeed in the eyes of the external world. That's what children have to be taught by their parents, how to acknowledge themselves for their best efforts, even if they don't succeed compared to some external standard. Because after all, how do we ever know if we're successful in the eyes of the external world? Is it when we're on the top of the heap? But compared to who? The Desiderata, that beautiful inspirational piece found on a church wall centuries ago, gives us the perfect direction here. It says, "Go placidly in the noise and haste, and remember what pause there may be in silence. If you compare yourself with others, you may become vain and bitter, for always there will be greater and lesser persons than yourself." So teach kids not to compare with others. Just aim at doing their personal best. And is success shown by your final results, but the ends might have justified the means, and it doesn't matter who you've hurt or stepped on in order to get to the top? Or is success where you live by your values, making choices based on what's important in life to you? Let's look at two examples, Jim and Sue, and find out. Okay, so Jim, when he was in grade 6, was a dreamer. He was good at art and music, but pretty well a leftover as far as the other kids were concerned. Whereas Sue, in grade 6, was top in the maths group and top of the athletics and, you bet, school captain. By year 12, Jim was still musical and his art was really getting a lot of acknowledgement. It was really unusual. But Sue in year 12 was school captain, and she got the highest entry mark for university. Things were changing a bit about age 30. Jim was surfing. He had 4 kids and his family lived down by the beach. He had no money, but he did spend a lot of time painting, in the hope that one day he'd have an exhibition that did well. At 30, Sue was a rising star in politics, but she was a bit of a loner. She didn't have a relationship. She was driven to succeed. 10 years later, age 40,